Delegate Perky. We will start off with this question. Virginia is said to have the lowest utilization of stimulus money of all states. What would you do with regard to utilization of stimulus money?
First thing I do is ask our governor to stay in the state so that indeed we can address the highway needs that are there, because frankly we don't need him out traveling around the country at a time when we have a transportation situation and a crisis. Ladies and gentlemen, the stimulus money, had it not gone into effect, could have really hurt the country. And really, at the time involved, I commend the people involved, the Federal Reserve and the financial people, for really enacting the stimulus money, no question. We had a banking crisis in our country, and the crisis really came about to a very great extent by Fannie and Freddie and people in the real estate business making loans to people who could not afford to pay them. And when you look at the debacle that we had on our hands as far as the real estate market was concerned, we had a banking system right here in Virginia Beach. On Friday afternoons, we had banks that were running out of cash. So indeed, we needed to do something. But the stimulus money should be being spent for infrastructure. We should be using it to spend for roads, for bridges, for tunnels. We should be using it for real, true infrastructure. Paying off certain state debt is not infrastructure. This money was meant to be spent, it should be creating jobs, creating spending that would indeed create infrastructure jobs, not to go out and just spend it for anything that they want to spend it for. It has not been well spent, and frankly, Virginia has not done the job they needed to do to get the money in circulation as quickly as they need to in order to provide the jobs and the infrastructure. So again, I condemn the people for allowing us to get in that position, because frankly, it was very irresponsible fiscal policy that created the situation to start with. Thank you.
Mr. Schmidt.
Thank you, sir. Well, a couple of points. First of all, there was $125 million in stimulus money that was turned down by the House Republicans that was designed to help people to get extended unemployment benefits who are working part-time or were involved in vocational training programs. The Chamber of Commerce supported that. I'm a manufacturer. I told you earlier we've laid off 40% of our people. That would have cost me $2 per employee per year to help my people in a time of need, and nobody called me and asked me. I think it's shameful that we didn't accept that money to help our employees in the worst recession we've had since the Great Depression. The other thing is the reason we haven't acted on the stimulus money is because if you don't have any transportation projects that are ready to go, you can't get the stimulus money. And we've cut our transportation budget so dramatically that we don't have anything in the pipeline that was ready to go to apply for the stimulus money. So it's a self-fulfilling prophecy that if you dumb down transportation to the point where you can't build anything because you've depleted your ability to source it for 23 years, you're not going to build a thing, and you can't be first in line where arguably we should be given our economic straits on the stimulus money. I think it certainly doesn't land squarely in the governor's lap. I think there's plenty of blame to go around, and once again, it's because we weren't prepared to take forward steps on transportation to get it where it ought to be.